So getting into Raw here, we have start out with the women in the ring. We have Nia, Liv, Tiff, Candice, and Raquel all in the ring. And then we end up getting Io Sky, Bianca, Jade, and Naomi who comes out, addresses the ladies in the ring. And Liv makes a good point to say, the math ain't math, and there's four of you, there's five of us. What are you guys doing? Well, guess what? We got some music. And the one and only Rhea Ripley comes out. Face shield and all, bolts her way to the ring, and all she says is War Games and gives Liv a headbutt. So we are going to get War Games with these 10 ladies, and it makes absolutely no sense. Why do we have Liv and Nia teaming together when they just had a match a couple weeks ago? Liv had to cheat to win. We also have Io Sky joining Bianca and Jade. Again, makes no sense. They had some tag team rival there. I feel like this is just a War Games match to have a War Games match. There's literally no point to it other than the hatred between Rhea and Liv. That does need a violent match. It needs something like that. But the rest of them being involved, I don't get. And I feel like it's just thrown together to be thrown together. Next, we have Ray and Zelina. They pick up the win against Chad and Ivy. Ray Mysterio still got it. One of the greatest of all times, the greatest to ever do it. Definitely on some Mount Rushmores for sure. Chad Gable, again, let's just give him his flowers where they're due. That guy is amazing is what he does, and I feel like we should have him in a title picture a year ago, in my opinion. The guy's just too damn good not to be thrown into some title pictures. Next, we have a good promo with Miz and Karrion. I thought that promo was very well done. The Miz is another guy that we can give his flowers to now. Another underrated individual who can do it all. I mean, the man's in movies. He's cutting promos like nobody else. He can do it in the ring. The guy is just great and has been on a different level for years now. We get a vignette with Gunther and Ludwig in the back. Gunther telling Ludwig basically to mind his own business, letting him know that he needs to stop speaking for him and that he needs to focus on his own career, basically, is what he told him. But he did make a point here that I would like to kind of talk on is Gunther made a point to ask Ludwig, look in my eyes and what do you see? Do you still see the ring general, the king here? And this kind of goes on that story of Gunther having a little self-doubt. He's not too sure of himself right now. After the conversation, he looks over, sees Damian Priest sitting on a table there, and comes over and puts him in a chokehold. Damian fights him off, gets Gunther to the ground, and says this one-liner that I loved. He told Gunther, "You may be the ring general, but I'm the king of the streets." Or in the streets, I'm the king. Something along those lines. And man, it was good. It was really good. I do want to see a little more here on this. I think where we're heading towards is Gunther losing the title to Priest. And I do see something happening here with him and Ludwig. I think Ludwig might turn. Let me know what you think in the comments. But I feel like we're going to get a turn here and we're going to get a little feud between those two. Maybe Ludwig is the reason why Gunther loses the title. I don't know. Let me know what you think. We then have a match with Braun and Sheamus. A good match. I did find it a little clunky here and there. There were some moments where Braun was moving much faster than Sheamus was, so it made it a little clunky. But Sheamus is that type of guy that in his matches, he's going to move slow, he's going to move methodical, and everything he does counts and means something. Braun right now is very much a bat out of hell, just destroying people. So I think the two styles kind of clashed there, but it was a good match. After the match, Ludwig decided to take his career in his own path and into his own hands, comes out and somehow manages to lay them both out. How Ludwig manages to do that, I get the match was over, but Sheamus and Braun Breaker, come on. Ludwig destroys both of them. He clotheslines Breaker on the floor and drop kicks Sheamus into the steps, tells Sheamus, I am not done until you're gone. So we're going to have a little feud going there. Next, we have War Raiders versus Carlito and Dom. That was a good match as well. That was a good match. We had the War Raiders win that match. War Raiders are your number one contenders for the tag titles, so they should win that match. At the end, we had Finn and JD come out and lay the smackdown on the two. Finn jumps off the top, stomps one of them, and they leave the ring with the two beaten on the mat. We then get a video package by Bo Dallas. What Bo is doing with the Wyatts right now, I'm really enjoying. He sounds and looks more and more like Bray every time I see him, which is a massive compliment. So, Bo, keep doing what you're doing. I'm really loving these videos. We then have Bronson versus Seth. This was a very good match, I think. You had the whole psychology of Seth having to fight from the bottom against a much bigger and stronger man. Bronson kind of destroyed Seth for a while, but Seth did fight back. Got to a point where he finally could possibly put Bronson Reed away and win the match. But then we get Solo Sikoa on top of the announcer's table, distracting Seth. Bronson then pulls Seth off the top rope, slams him down, does a couple more moves, gets the pin for the 1-2-3. Now, earlier in the night, Seth turned down the bloodline again. Told Sammy, Jimmy, and Jay, I cannot and will not stand by Roman's side. However, do we think that this could now change due to how that match went? I think so. Because I don't know who else could possibly be their fifth. I think Seth is really the only real option. And I think he takes their invitation, seeing as how this match went. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if you think Seth is going to be the fifth member, or if you think there's somebody else that could be. Frag Squad, that was another episode of Wrestling the Week, your WWE Monday Night Raw recap. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get alerted every time we drop a new video, as well as when we go live on YouTube. And until next time, Squad dismissed.